30 years ago, when Ted Bundy was executed in Florida, tonight the infamous serial killer was profiled in tonight's 2020 on ABC. Well, Bundy admitted to murdering at least 30 women and girls nationwide, including several right here in Utah. Behind every crime, there's a story, and the truth matters. Well, tonight on the Justice Files, Bundy's trail of tears that he left in Utah. Here's ABC4 senior crime and punishment correspondent Marcos Ortiz.
Ted Bundy admitted to murdering 5 young women in Utah, but he's also suspected of murdering others that to date remain unsolved.
A man approached me. He said he was a police officer.
It was Ted Bundy, and he asked Carol Durant someone broke into her car and she needed to come outside. Bundy was in Salt Lake City in 1974, attending law school at the University of Utah. But in October, young women started disappearing. Nancy Wilcox was the first, a 16-year-old who left her home on holiday and never returned. Then Melissa Smith, the Midvale police chief's daughter, vanished. Her nude body was later found in the mountains. 17-year-old Laura Amy also disappeared in October. Her body was found in the mountains too. 23-year-old Nancy Barrett of Layton disappeared. Her body has never been found. On that November 8th, the ranch went into the stranger's Volkswagen. She thought he was a police officer, but once inside, he took out his handcuffs.
And he grabbed my arm, and he got one handcuff on one wrist, and he didn't get the other one on, and the one was just dangling. I had never been so frightened in my entire life.
But after a struggle, she managed to get out of his car and escape. Later that night, Debbie Kent disappeared after leaving a play at Viewmont High School. Kent was never found. But Durant identified him in a photo lineup after Bundy was arrested for speeding. That began Bundy's downfall, ending in his execution in Florida. While on death row, Bundy told a Utah detective about where he buried his victims. This is the only link to Debbie Kent's remains that a search party found. In 2015, Belva Kent told ABC4 she keeps it in her bedroom.
And I just feel bad that she had to suffer the last part of her life. You know, that here she was kidnapped and was, I'm sure, frightened and whatever, and then to be tortured and die the way she did. That's what hurts me.
Despite efforts to find the remains of other victims, authorities were never able to find a trace of Nancy Wilcox or Nancy Baird. For the Justice Files, Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 News.